Guys, it is now time for a bit of a Uma essay. Here we go. Umamusume, how to deconstruct the hero narrative. Okay. Yo, roaming trend, thank you very much for this video. Excited to check this out.
Gacha games are not exactly known for their riveting storytelling. And the last place I would be looking for that is in a franchise about racehorses reincarnated as anime girls.
Man.
But I wouldn't be called roaming trend if my journey didn't take me to some weird places. And honestly, Umamusume is in a pretty solid shape. The anime is in the hands of competent creators who seem to genuinely care about the stories they're telling, the worlds they're building, and the characters they're developing. Usually
Jungle
it's the little
Pocket.
details that reveal the
Oh
care,
my god.
such as phones designed to accommodate the horse girl ears, or lanes specifically designed for species that can run up to 70 kilometers per hour. However,
attention
it's not
to
about how
detail,
fast
man.
they run, but why they run. What gets them out of bed and onto the track? Is it a personal ambition, a promise to a loved one, the need to prove oneself, the fun of the race? It's where this franchise, like many other sports stories, shine the brightest. Despite its premise, it's...
In case we upload this onto YouTube whenever, right? I will say as well, sports anime is my favorite genre of media. Oh, bro, look at this. It's the Star Blossom Girls. Sin Grey. Umamusume, the anime itself was great. Like, I've loved watching all the seasons. By the time we're watching this video, we are just shy of finishing Cour 1 of Sin Grey. So we still have episodes 11, 12, and 13 left. And I am already putting it up there as one of my favorite animes of all time, man. And my favorite being Haikyuu and Gintama. And I'm not going to lie, like, Haikyuu and Gintama are interchangeable for me. I think I'm going to put Umamusume Sin Grey up on those three. I won't be able to pick the best of the three is all I'm gonna say, man. This is right up my alley. I freaking love sports anime, and it hits every single kind of beat that I'm looking for in a sports anime.
From Rocky or Haikyuu.
Yeah. What the? I promise I have not watched this video. I promise I've not pre-watched this.
It's no different from Rocky or Haikyuu. It's an anthology series of sorts, as each season focuses on a different protagonist. This allows the creators to tell different stories with different tones and artistic visions. Looking for cute girls doing cute things and lighthearted comedy?
Yeah.
Pretty Derby has you covered.
Yes,
Want a more
exactly.
intense and dramatic sports anime with strong character arcs
Movies
and
of
a
Sin
more
Grey.
serious tone? You got Cinderella Grey. But my personal creme de la creme has to be the feature-length film Umamusume Pretty Derby
Beginning of a New Era. I'm gonna rewatch this movie.
This film
Gonna rewatch it after
elevates the
today.
Psychological drama and explores familiar themes in a nuanced and mature way, while also delivering superb animation and visual storytelling.
I'm getting chills, bro.
Fans would claim that this movie may have steered too far from its lighthearted, cutesy, comedic tone, but with that I say, I will always praise creators who push some boundaries as long as they manage to pull it off. And for Ken Yamamoto's first feature-length film, I'd say he surpassed expectations. The reason why Boam gets the trend seal of approval
was so
is for
good.
the way he deconstructs the typical
Hold on. For that, subscribe. That was actually so
protagonist
good.
trope by forcing the main character to grow beyond it. It explores
Jungle
what would happen to Luffy if someone else found the One Piece first, or Naruto if the Hokage position no longer existed. What would happen to these characters if that one single dream that drives their entire existence was no longer attainable? Makes you wonder, huh? While I'm not a fan of spoiler warnings, it helps to watch the movie before you go into any analysis video. So, with a late start, let's nimbly navigate to the beginning of a new era and see just how this movie constructs, destroys, refines, and rebuilds. If the goal is to deconstruct the typical anime protagonist, the creators must first construct one, which the film attempts to achieve in the first 10 minutes. Beginning of a new era has a very bland start compared to the later parts of the movie. If I ask you to imagine the most cliché anime protagonist introduction, being late and running with food in their mouth, will probably come to mind. It's been done so often, it's starting to be a parody.
So being a Gintama fan and not having seen this is Daily Lives of High School Boys, right? Not having seen this, what am I doing? I need to watch this, bro.
Also, stop me if you heard this one. Jungle Pocket is a cocky, loudmouth, but good-natured punk with a dream of becoming the strongest. She enrolls in an elite racing academy to prove herself. And with the help of her friends, you get the point. We're not even given a compelling backstory as to why she suddenly wants to be the strongest. Yes, she was inspired by a single race, but even that typically stems from some greater want or fear. Take Monsters University, for example. Mike is also inspired to become a scarer after seeing a pro at work. However, the movie also establishes that he's often unseen and overlooked by his peers and teachers, an insecurity that the pro scare reframes as something to be proud of and worth building on.
I didn't even know you were in there. Wow, I didn't even know you were in there. Not bad, kid.
It's a nice cause and effect. Jungle Pocket gets none of that. Compared to the other protagonists in the franchise, it's almost like the creators are deliberately trying to make Poke the most generic, one-dimensional protagonist ever. But maybe that's the intention.
Why is this good? It isn't good. Wrong idea.
I'm reminded of the modern art discussion scene in Wes Anderson's The French Dispatch, in which Julian Cadazio, an art dealer, explains that the one way to see if a modern artist knows what they're talking about is to have them draw something like a horse or a flower and see if they can do it in the way that it's supposed to look. And if they can, we must ask why the artist chose to draw this instead.
He could paint this beautifully if he wanted, but he thinks this is better. And I think I sort of agree with him.
So, if it's intentionally bland, what are the creators achieving with this approach? First, we get a blank slate character that allows the viewer to identify with.
Yeah.
But more importantly, they're presenting us with a familiar hero archetype with just enough recognizable traits to associate her with countless others. This is usually done to comment, critique, subvert, or deconstruct the trope itself, rather than the character. Think of it like the first half of
TDLC.
Doki Doki Literature Club. We can't really critique it for being very bland and conventional for the dating sim genre, when that's exactly what they're trying to establish first and subvert later. This becomes very apparent right after the opening song. The first shot we see is Jungle Pocket admiring herself in the mirror. She assumes a confident pose, but it shifts into self-aggrandizement, suggesting that it's more performative than genuine. Up to this point, Jungle has remained undefeated, which has given her a bit of an ego. And the shot itself is hinting at the idea that it's not just the movie that's constructing Poke as the archetypical hero, but in some ways, she's actively doing it too. Oh, and keep an eye out for shots with mirrors, reflections, and shadows in this movie. They are used to great effect as part of the cinema language. For example, when trainer Tanabe warns Poke about the other racers, the camera shifts from Poke's reflection, i.e. her perceived self, back to her real self. She's asked to acknowledge that she may not yet be the strongest. But she rejects that notion and runs off. In her mind, she's best horse already. As soon as that core belief is established, it is immediately put into question by the one and only
Agnes Tachyon.
Agnes Tachyon serves as a brilliant counterbalance to Jungle Pocket. She does not indulge in Poke's narrative and constantly undermines it. From ignoring Jungle's greeting, interrupting her cool introduction, to mispronouncing her name, Agnes already throws little jabs at Poke's ego and importance. It's not even malicious. She just doesn't value the ego or competitive ambition. However, it's the actual race itself that delivers the biggest blow. The movie does a great job of placing us in Jungle Pocket's point of view. We immediately see the race through her eyes.
Oh, man.
We hear her plan,
Literally.
how she sees the other racers, and how she's building her own victory in her head. The other racers are just silent obstacles to her greatness. But at the very moment of Poke's absolute certainty, Agnes swoops in to disrupt it.
I reject your reality.
Mythbusters mentioned. Let's go.
You can feel how devastating Agnes' spurt is to Jungle Pocket.
Yeah,
how
man.
small it makes her feel. How it overshadows her and smudges that image of Poke's perfect self. Agnes steals her spotlight and leaves her in the shadows with the other racers. But look at Agnes. She doesn't gloat, she doesn't antagonize the racers, doesn't even acknowledge the crowd. She doesn't show the catharsis that comes with victory, which further undermines its importance to her. But it's not what victory means to Agnes. It's what defeat means to Jungle Pocket. With her self-authored hero narrative broken, Jungle Pocket now needs to find a new way to frame her journey that will still let her pursue her dreams of being the strongest. This leads us to...
Opera, aura, right there. The rival.
Rivalries are an inescapable part of the
Oh,
sport genre. They are the external challenges that the protagonist must overcome to complete their narrative journey.
Man.
In Rocky, the story is not just about an underdog fighting the champ. It's about Rocky growing to value his own worth as a fighter and a man. The fight itself is simply a confirmation of that newfound worth.
By the way,
Karate Kid.
I will say, Rocky, I actually haven't seen the movies. I know of him. I've seen all the Creed movies. I was gonna watch Rocky, but I have intentionally laid off it just in case we watch it for movie night with you guys. So it's there. It's on the menu. It's on the menu. That's why. Intentional.
The fight itself is simply a confirmation of that newfound worth. Or in Karate Kid, the final battle
I have it.
against his bully, rather than demonstrating his mastery of karate. It's definitive proof
I
that
think
this
I've seen
particular
Karate Kid.
character journey is complete. In Umamusume, however, rivalries are typically less conclusive and more progressive. Uma's actively pick their rivals to stay motivated and progress their skills. Because a strong rival means a stronger you. You can find similar rivalries in other anime like Dragon Ball Z or Naruto. However, Jungle Pocket wants to make it conclusive. While she has accepted that she isn't the strongest yet, Poke also reframed Agnes Tachyon as the obstacle to reclaim her lost made-up title. That's why she barges into Agnes's room and challenges her directly. Jungle Pocket is forcing Agnes into her own narrative. But, as you would expect, Agnes has no
She's so cute, man.
Poke's ego battles and continues to undermine her importance. That is, until she comes up with a devious plan. You see, As the outfit indicates, she's something of a scientist herself,
Countable
highly logical
scientist.
and obsessed with her research. And she's not opposed to experimenting on other Umas, even though they're not so keen on it. However, Agnes also pointed out earlier that Umas have an instinctive drive to chase something encoded into their genetics. So when Jungle comes in to challenge her, Agnes realizes that Poke is acting on that instinct and takes advantage of it. You can see her suddenly shift from passive and dismissive to more theatrical, playing up the role of a villain to spur Jungle's delusion and the need to prove herself.
Delightfully devilish.
Agnes Tachyon.
The two of them are actually building a toxic
I'll go, man. Take it easy.
Jungle gets to reclaim her title, and Agnes has a new guinea pig to experiment on. They're looking to take advantage of the other, rather than establishing a healthy rivalry.
Delightfully devilish.
Agnes Tachyon.
And to be fair, they both make good use of it. With a clear goal in sight, Jungle can devote herself to training
Toxic
and rebuild her ego. Meanwhile, Agnes, seeing the effectiveness of her experiments with Jungle, sets her sights on another guinea pig, Manhattan Cafe. You see, Cafe also has a rival, her imaginary friend. While the movie never makes it explicit who this friend is, it can be interpreted as a projection of Cafe's true potential. In psychological terms, it's the ideal self. So when she sees Agnes starting to catch up to that projection, Cafe is obviously terrified. Not only because it's someone else reaching her goal first, but also because of the sheer existential threat of someone outclassing even the ideal version of you. This foreshadows Jungle's dilemma later in the movie. Right now, Jungle is not directly threatened by Agnes' skill, because she already thinks that she's the ideal self and is only waiting for her time to shine. However, in this particular race, something interesting also happens to Agnes. Before the event, there were plenty of hints that Agnes suffered from some kind of foot condition. Trainer Tanabe mentions that Agnes held herself back in the first race. We also see foot x-rays on the monitor and plenty of foot shots before and during the race. Obviously, her foot condition is constantly on her mind, but in Yayoi Show, she decides to go all out. Agnes's monologue scene is riddled with cinema language. We start with a film reel of an Uma running, perhaps a reference to the horse in motion reel, but then we zoom out to reveal multiple reels that turn into lines resembling muscle fibers, capturing just how ingrained running is in the that turn into lines resembling muscle fibers, capturing just how ingrained running is in the Umas, and allowing us to infer that Agnes's condition is muscle related when we see the reel burn the moment she chooses to stop holding back. But here's the coolest thing about this scene. Unlike other overpowered or highly intelligent antagonists, Agnes is not portrayed as someone in complete control of the situation. It becomes very clear that even with her talent and smarts, she can still be taken off guard or be vulnerable. While Agnes claims she's going to surpass her limit during this race, she realizes that she didn't actually know what her limit was. Until now. She sees the road ahead and her true peak, as well as her physical limit. And while it serves as valuable data, she's also struck with the reality that her foot won't let her go beyond that limit. So she comes up with a new idea. If she can't surpass her own peak,
she'll make someone else
can
do
force
it.
the other racers to do it for her. And the cool thing is that
Could
she
be
can
that
track
as well,
the
yeah.
thought process behind it.
Delightfully devilish.
Agnes Tachyon.
Though in truth, while she says it's fine, the visuals are telling us otherwise. This leads us to... Satsuki Show stands out as a phenomenal visceral experience for the viewer. Not just because of its exceptional direction and animation, but also because of everything set up for this moment. Jungle Pocket has fully rebuilt her ego. She's in her peak physical condition, and she made a dramatic promise to Fuji that she would win the derby and turn Tanabe into a derby trainer.
Everything's coming up. Jungle Pocket.
But while Poki gives her enemy protagonist speech to Agnes, her voice suddenly fades away and is replaced with Agnes' internal monologue. Agnes has a much bigger objective and a much tougher opponent she needs to face, her own ideal self. And it's very cool to see Agnes embrace her ego. And you can see that through how she mimics Jungle's body language. And when Jungle calls out all the other racers, Agnes does the same, albeit silently. The gates open and they're off. Except for Jungle Pocket, who, like her attitude, got a little bit ahead of herself. But the race progresses steadily while the camera jumps between our main competitors. Agnes Tachyon is completely locked in, Jungle, who's trying to close the distance after a late start, and Dansu Flame, another Uma in the race.
Who the f*** is that guy? Who the f*** is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the f*** is that?
Yeah, why is Dansu so relevant? Well, she isn't, and that's her conflict. Dansu feels overlooked compared to other racers. So while Poki's fighting for dominance,
I love an underdog
Dansu's
story,
fighting
man.
for relevance. And the framing plays into that. You sometimes see the camera getting boinked to include Dansu Flame, as if she's trying to force herself into the narrative. But that attempt is nothing, as Agnes goes for the double kill to steal the spotlight from both Jungle and Dansu. Yeah, the moment you hear... Witness me! I already praised this sequence in my previous video, but I can't stress enough how beautiful it is. Not just for its animation or sound design, but how well it captures the impact Agnes' spirit has on everyone.
Flip.
We're We're watching
Crushing
Jungle's ego
defeat,
getting
man.
shattered in real time.
You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half. And now.
Kathy's
man.
reaction when someone succeeds to reach that goal first. And Agnes'
Oh,
euphoria as she
God.
reaches her limit. Also, you may have noticed this brief shot of Agnes crossing the finish line. The angle and the composition make her appear like she's doing a victory pose, akin to TM Opera from earlier. She isn't, but from the narrative perspective, she might as well be. In this moment, Agnes truly wins. But you know, it's all part of the journey. Jungle Pocket matured enough to accept defeat and learn to cope with the loss in a much healthier way. After all, the rivalry has just begun, and Jungle will have plenty of chances to defeat Agnes in the future.
Right?
Right?
Oh no!
If you're surprised by the sudden tonal shift when Agnes resigns, remember that the movie established how important running is to Umas and how encoded it is in every fiber of their being. For a talented runner like Agnes, denying the need to run is to deny her own existence. Thus, her resignation has a far darker implication, and the creators are very overt about it. From the shock of the other students and the frantic reporters, to the not so subtle visual of Agnes standing outside the window or her feet dangling with one shoe fallen off. These shots are all trying to evoke a much more morbid image in your head. When Poke, Dansu, and Cafe rush into Agnes's lab to find an empty chair and an open window, they can only think of the worst. If that's not enough, listen to the dialogue. The main cast are saying things you would typically hear at a funeral. Jungle Pocket herself goes through all the 5 stages of grief. And while Agnes Tachyon is technically alive, narratively speaking, she kind of isn't. But Agnes's resignation makes perfect sense in her own way. Logically, she did all she could. She set a benchmark she believes she can't cross and can simply sit back and watch the other racers surpass her. As far as she's concerned, Agnes ran her perfect race. There was nothing else for her to strive for as a racer. And for a moment, Jungle doesn't either.
How? How could you die like that? I'll never have the chance to prove my strength against you.
But unlike Vegeta, she doesn't give up on racing. She still has a
Love
promise
that,
to
man.
fulfill.
I'm not gonna lie, I grew up with Dragon Ball Z, right? I didn't realize how cheesy the the dub was back then. But we love some good cheese, bro. Come on, come on.
Doesn't either.
How? How could you die like that? I'll never have the chance to prove my strength against you.
But unlike Vegeta, she
I
doesn't
love
give
it,
up on
man.
racing. She still has a promise to fulfill, to become a Derby winner. And maybe, if she runs her perfect race too...
It
she can
wasn't
surpass
cheese when I
Agnes
was
without
12.
her being on the
Exactly.
track.
Exactly.
No more smug grins, she runs her perfect race too. She can surpass Agnes without her being on the track. No more smug grins, no more boasting.
Lock in.
Jungle is now locked in too. She
All right.
barely even acknowledges Dansu's challenge. She's not exactly looking for a new rival. She knows full well who she's actually racing against. On the side note, I feel bad for Perry's stream. Yes, that girl over there. She's like the Yamcha of the movie, constantly around, but only there to show how much stronger the main characters are. But hey, someone has to do the job.
If I stay, I'll probably just get in the way.
Yep, probably.
No offense.
Why are you even here?
After leaving
That
Perry
has to
in
be
dust,
the
Jungle
abridged
and Perry
version,
get
right?
out,
I can't tell
driven
anymore.
by the same need to push themselves to the
Oh,
absolute
God.
limit. But here's the thing. Jungle right now isn't fighting for dominance. We already have the top dog sitting on our throne.
Yeah,
Thus,
man.
Jungle is left to fight
Yeah.
for relevance, just like Dansu. That's why the shot of them literally fighting over the frame
Oh
is so
my
appropriate.
God.
Jungle wins the Japanese Derby and ushers in the beginning of a new era. With a mighty roar, she marks her victory and becomes the version she always saw herself as. She has the trophy, fame, and adoration. She fulfilled her promise to trainer Tanabe and Fuji, and Agnes gets her just desserts after realizing that watching others surpass her won't be as fulfilling as she thought. So, the end? Not quite. As Apollo once said,
Man, I won, but I didn't beat him.
remember, the movie is
Damn.
about Poke becoming the strongest. But how can she when she saw what the strongest looks like and it's not her? And what does that do to someone like Jungle Pocket? Does the victory even matter? If it doesn't, who is she going to race now?
The
All things
Phantom.
considered, Jungle Pocket achieved everything she wanted, but the fact that the story continues indicates that she hasn't. It creates a sense that something is still left unresolved. Even before the reveal, the training camp sequence creates an uneasy atmosphere. We are just watching Jungle, Dansu, Cafe, and the rest of the Umas train. There isn't much happening, but that's the point. The movie forces us to experience the decline in Jungle's motivation and enthusiasm that once drove the story. Cafe and Dansu still have something to strive for, but Jungle? Her rival is gone, and she got the trophy, but neither gave her the closure she wanted. All she's left to ask now is why is she doing it at all? It's only during the festival that we start to
I didn't even see
unravel
the size
cause.
of it.
While the visuals subtly build tension, it's the subtext behind the dialogue that reveals Jungle's emotional crisis. If you read the lines alone, it's a simple conversation between Jungle and Fuji reminiscing over Agnes's run and Jungle's own achievements. However, the delivery and Jungle's expressions make it very clear that there's a hidden alternative meaning behind
She's
her
so
lines.
cute here, man.
You can tell she's
Goddamn.
holding something back. They are subtle cries for help. Jungle wants to tell Fuji how she actually feels, but admitting that would also mean admitting those feelings to herself, something she's unwilling to do. But even if she doesn't vocalize them, she certainly internalizes them, and we get another visually powerful sequence of Jungle's mental state.
Everywhere, you're right,
As I
you're
said,
right.
reflections are crucial to this movie, especially for Jungle. She was always driven by seeing herself as the best, so when she can no longer do it, the image doesn't just disappear, it's corrupted into an image of self-doubt, a projection actively trying to make Jungle give up. It's like Cafe's imaginary friend, but
the
one that's
opposite.
holding Jungle back instead of pushing her forward. Not only that, the scene recontextualizes the Japanese derby not as a moment of victory, but one of utter defeat. So no matter how often she races, Agnes will still be ahead, making any victory Poki achieves hollow and meaningless, feeding into that self-doubt with every run. This is where we reach the classic mid-arc emotional beat, commonly known as the Dark Night of the Soul. It's a narrative moment where the protagonist reaches their emotional and psychological lowest point, experiencing a collapse of self-belief or identity, forcing the character to confront the uncomfortable truths about themselves. At this stage, their worldview no longer works, and they must abandon who they were before they can transform and move forward. Fuji asks Jungle to race her, and during that run, she shows Jungle that she's not the only one struggling with her inner demons. But more importantly, Fuji reminds Jungle and herself of the simple thrill of running and racing others. The scene asks the characters to reevaluate why they run in the first place and rekindle a passion that internal and external pressures had slowly snuffed out. This is where we reach the heart of the movie. Beginning of a New
The
Era
heart?
isn't a story
You mean
about
the
characters
boobs?
reaching their
I'm sorry,
goals.
I'm sorry.
Instead, it questions whether reaching the goal is more important than the pursuit itself. That's why Fuji asking Jungle to look at her during the run is such a meaningful moment. She's asking her to look beyond her own struggle, to recognize that she's not alone in this pursuit, and that there's still joy to be found in it, even if the goal remains out of reach. And it's important to note that these phantoms in the story aren't literal beings, they're self-made constructs. Agnes is not tormenting Jungle Pocket. She's alone in her lab, completely unaware of what Poke's spiraling over. The fear of not being the strongest, the demonic imagery, the sense of being haunted, all of these are self-inflicted. As Fuji puts it, that line perfectly captures who the reality is and who this race is truly against.
The self.
The phrase surpassing your limit is often romanticized and treated as something mythological, some godlike Super Saiyan transformation where you go beyond what's physically possible.
Plus
But if you
ultra.
really think about it, the phrase is much simpler. It's not asking you to do the impossible, only to uncover what's actually limiting you from doing what you want. And more often than not, those limitations are self-imposed. We create plenty of reasons why we can't achieve our dreams without realizing that we are the ones making the rules and restrictions.
Damn,
Agnes
I
Tachyon may
respect
never
that.
overcome her physical disability, but does that mean she has to deny herself running altogether and isolate herself from the world? Of course not. It's
Look
no
how-
longer the disability
look-
limiting
oh,
her.
she's
It's her own
fidgeting.
mindset. The turf is calling her, urging her to get back into running, but her logical side is keeping her emotional one suppressed. Jungle Pocket's speech to Agnes vocalizes
I don't remember that.
Gone are the egos, the bolstering, and the theatricality
man.
from the beginning of the movie. We get a much more sincere and earnest Poke, and while some may find the speech too long and redundant, it's important to realize that Jungle is telling the speech to herself more than to Agnes. The framing constantly keeps the two characters separate, and anytime they are in the same frame, they are divided by barriers or constraints.
Oh my
boxes,
God.
files, other objects. It visually indicates how both of them have kept themselves within limitations of their own making. Yet
Oh
none of these
my
constraints
God.
actually stop Jungle from reaching out to Agnes. And even if it doesn't work right away, it opens the door to the possibility. While Agnes still refuses to train with Jungle, the speech is enough to at least get her out of the room,
And
showing
run.
that there may be some hope for her yet. And this is important. While we may be aware that many internal fears, anxieties, beliefs, or limitations are self-imposed, we can't simply switch them off. For better or worse, they are part of who we are, but they are also limits we can surpass. And that's what the Japan Cup represents. Remember, this is still a sports anime, and we need a conclusive event to finalize the character's
Hell
journey.
yeah,
And
baby.
in this race, Jungle Pocket will be forced to face the toughest opponent yet, herself. Well, technically, it's
Yo, that
Tiamat,
was
forced
sick.
To face the toughest opponent yet, herself.
Oh, that was a
technically
hard.
it's
That was
Tiamat,
mad. That
but
was
since
nice.
she's barely established as a character,
that.
we can interpret her as more of a literal personification of Jungle's ego. She's smart,
Yeah.
arrogant, performative, and constantly needs to prove herself against
Oh,
others.
well
She also
said.
calls out the other racers, just like Jungle did in the
Well,
previous race.
wow.
You can see TM Opera as something Jungle Pocket might have become if she never lost to Agnes and remained undefeated, making her an excellent allegorical stand-in.
This
On
is
the other
even
end of
harder
the
after
spectrum,
watching Road to
Poke
the
must
Top.
also confront her dark mirror, her self-doubt. Speaking of mirrors, I want to draw your attention to this one shot before the race. We see Poke step out of the changing room with a reflection in the background as Tanabe tells her
Hydrate.
that this race will determine who's the strongest. Jungle slowly turns her head towards the mirror, but the film cuts to Jungle looking at Fuji instead. It's such an intention cut, indicating that Poki has reassessed her priorities. She's less concerned with seeing herself as the strongest, and more focused on earning the opportunity to rank among the strongest. That shift carries into
hard.
the cinematography of the final race itself. Compared to the earlier races, the camera is no longer centered on Jungle. She's kept in the back or wedged between other racers. The camera itself is no longer treating her like a hero. but
Yes,
just another
yes.
racer among others who are equally as determined to win.
I'm not gonna lie, at this point I noticed that as well, and I was like, okay, I guess Opera. I will say, I was like, I guess Opera wins this. I was shocked.
She understands that there are many strong opponents who can and probably will defeat her, but that should never stop her from pursuing her goals. This mirrors Agnes' internal conflict neatly, as Jungle's run forces Agnes to finally be honest with herself and
then she
realize
just
that there's no meaning in others
legs it.
surpassing her if she cannot surpass herself. With a primal roar, Agnes embraces the fact that she's also an Uma, driven by the same instincts and desires.
I just got
to run
chills,
and
man.
win. At the same time, Jungle breaks through her own mental barriers and pushes forward. Unhindered by self-doubt, she surges ahead and overtakes TM Opera as well.
God!
Both versions of herself
Damn!
and surpassing her limit. With that final roar, her
What
true
a
victory
shot.
is sealed, and her main conflict is resolved. And so the whole
Roar of
group
the strongest,
comes
baby.
together after completing their individual journeys. Jungle learns that the road to becoming the strongest is a constant pursuit, not something measured by the success of others or even herself. Dansu learns that despite her flaws, she belongs amongst the greats. Agnes embraces her own competitive nature and desire to surpass herself. And Manhattan Cafe, well,
I didn't learn anything. I was right all along.
they rush onto the turf together. Truly
Beautiful
marking
editing,
the
man.
beginning of a new era. At this point, it doesn't really matter who wins. As long as they keep running, they're all winners. We close with a pop idol dance where Jungle Pocket proclaims that they will be back, potentially setting up a sequel. And honestly, I'm not sure they need one. While these characters are interesting and there's more you could do with them, the stories already feel complete.
Oh, 24.
Speaking of
Bruh,
which,
amazing. Oh. All right, here we
the
go.
way I see it, the Umamusume franchise is liquid motivation. If you ever watched Rocky and decide to go for a run or do some push-ups, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
These stories
yes.
are designed to give
Push
you a
workout
relatable
tonight as well.
protagonist, a relatable struggle, and a solution that would guide not just the protagonist, but the
You.
audience as well. If you look past the cutesy girls and some of the silliness in the world building, you will find it filled to the brim with complex characters and relatable topics. Unlike the masculine heroes of other sports stories or shonen anime, the Umas reveal vulnerability and honesty with far greater ease, making them extremely easy to relate to and root for. There
Yep.
are no world-ending events, superpowers, or complex lore in these shows to distract you from what's actually important. The
Yes.
characters. And with
Yes.
each series focusing on different protagonists, I think everyone can find one they can see themselves in. I think
Yes.
the reason why
Yes.
this movie speaks to
Yes.
me is that I interact with a lot of young creatives and see all these characters in them. Most are the Jungle Pockets of writing. They come in already assuming that they're the best and they have to go through the whole Dunning-Kruger journey until they start actually improving.
Dunning-Kruger.
Some are the Dancer Flames who want to be the best, but they see the flaws in their own work, which makes them reluctant to take initiative and try to push forward. It's the never-ready types. The Manhattan Cafes or the perfectionists who want to write the perfect story, so they never shared with others. And finally, you have the Agnes Tachyons, who are too busy studying and researching the craft instead of actually doing it. These are your critics, analysts, and essayists who live through the works of others rather
Damn.
than creating themselves. And no matter the passion, the beginning of a new era teaches us the healthy way to pursue our dreams, that we don't need to constantly measure ourselves against
Interesting
others,
illuminates.
that we can pursue a healthy way to pursue our dreams, that we don't need to constantly measure ourselves against others, that we can pursue them even with the disadvantages that we have, or even if others get there first. It asks you to evaluate why you truly want to pursue the dream, and what would happen if you don't. Would you be happy and move on, or would you live your life with regret?
And if I lose?
And you lose. At least you lose with no excuses. No fear. And I know you can live with that.
And that's the power of storytelling. While characters are talking to one another, the story is talking to you. It doesn't just present situations you might relate to, but also solutions that you can use. Stories that can drive you to pick up a new hobby.
Yes,
get into
yes,
shape,
yes,
discover
I
new interest,
can't.
or rekindle an
my
old
days,
one,
man.
will always have more value than my book. At least far more value than the nihilistic, mean-spirited ones we often get. Graphic violence, swearing, and complaining about how everyone is stupid can be cathartic and entertaining, but what society can we expect when those are our only inspirations? I'd much rather have a...
I will say, again, I've got nothing against shows like that, and I got nothing against people that enjoy shows like that as well, right? And like you said, we can all, find the fun in that at times. This is my genre, bro. Like this, like just motivation content is my genre. I freaking love it. I live for this stuff, man. And it directly has an effect on my life as well. Some of my most hardest med school exams I watched during my One Piece binges, bro. And it helped. Haikyuu as well, it helped. Umamusume, it's helping. Like, I'm the fittest. I'm almost 32 years old, bro. I'm the fittest I've ever been during my Umamusume era, bro. Like, I'm just saying, man. I love this. I love this genre too much, bro.
Story about an upbeat and passionate horse girl with 100
man,
and 0 wins, motivating others to do their best, rather than a miserable horseman making his and others' lives worse. There's a word you will often hear in Umamusume, and that's...
Kashtai!
Which usually translates to I want to win. I find that phrase captures what the entire Umamusume franchise is all about. The want to win. The one to succeed.
Power, man.
That's what I think the shows, and especially this movie, is trying to tackle and explore. Yes, not everyone can win or succeed, but that should never stop someone from wanting it or trying to win, because sometimes that's just the best way to move forward. Great message, great execution, and great cinematic experience. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Make sure to give it a like, subscribe,
guys,
and share this video with others.
Show all the love to Roaming Trend.
Videos, consider supporting my endeavors with a tip on my Ko-Fi page, buy me a coffee, or a super thanks. And if you're a writer or an artist yourself, consider joining the Roaming Den, a Discord community for everyone to share their stories, get feedback, discuss writing, media, and art. And as the YouTuber of the people, I'm there quite often. So you can come and chat with me anytime. Also, don't miss out on my free writing advice live streams, where I answer your questions and discuss media at greater length. You can find all that and more in the description. Thank you again, and I'll see you around.
Man said a 28-minute video, and I did not even notice the time fly by. Excellent writing, excellent editing as well. The framing was perfect. The breakdowns were amazing. Thank you so much, Roaming Trend, for the banger video essay on, in my opinion, one of the best anime movies. One of the best movies I've seen, just full stop, man. Like, I've slept on it. It's been a while since we watched the movie as well, right? Yeah. And I can easily say this is gonna be up there. It is what it is, man. I know I'm biased because I love the genre. The editing was fine. This was the re-upload that Dodgers copyright. Beautiful. I think once after our 90-day, babysitting period is over for copyright, I might upload this on the main channel as well. So amazing stuff. Thank you for requesting this as well, man. But wow, yeah, beginning of a new era. Like, that movie, it was insane. It really was nothing like what I expected. Oh, to be honest, we watched Road to the Top first, right? We did watch Road to the Top first, and I loved it. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved it. It was insane. It was something completely different to what I was used to from Umamusume. But then when we watched the movie, just, like the aspect ratio, the changes in framing, the quality, it was nuts, bro. It was absolutely crazy. I did not expect anything like this. It was a theatrical release looking movie, you know what I'm saying? I had so much fun with it, and it affected me so much that I still remember when I went back inside into my house after the movie finished, right? I was like, I gotta watch it again. I didn't actually end up watching it again, but I'm glad I didn't, because now with all the context that we had with where we are at the moment, like, we watched episodes 9 and 10 for Sin Grey, which means that we now know about the Ogre cap rule. We also saw the documentation that UCC prepared for us as well, with Star Blossom and everything happening there. And now we're like, with TM Opera, I feel like this is the perfect time. Now we got a video essay that we just watched as well. It's a perfect time for me to rewatch the movie as well. I'm gonna get some nice food, rewatch the movie, and then hit the hardest workout I've ever done, man. So I'm very excited. Thank you so much once again for the request, and thank you, Roaming Trend, for the banger video. Had so much fun with this, and I can't wait to see more content from you, man.
You are king. Dream, I do it for the fam, I do it for the team, yeah, I do it with my hands. Team one till we're hand, and all you got to eat so 3 right, you poke time the fam. Got your verse again, so too. Back here, need a time to go through. Got your side, dollar, don't know me, Joe, we all want explosion, bam. No doubts, the bills are cruising. Pure cash from the white, I'm moving, never losing. Self-care with the yellow make it for the bleeding and bruising.